Hello everyone. Today's debate topic is Startup India, Boon for Young Engineers. We have four participants, two supporting and two opposing the motion. Let's begin with the supporter.
Hello everyone. I strongly believe Startup India is a boon for young engineers. This initiative launched by the Government of India in 2016 encourages innovation and entrepreneurship. It helps engineers turn their creative ideas into real businesses. For example, companies like Ola, Paytm and Zerodha started with young engineers who dreamed big and used technology to solve everyday problems. Startup India gives young minds financial help, mentorship, and a platform to grow.
I respect your point, but I think Startup India is not a complete boon. Many young engineers lack business experience, and most startups fail within the first 3 years. According to reports, around 80 to 90% of Indian startups shut down due to poor planning or lack of funds. So while the idea sounds great, the reality is much tougher.
That's true, but failure is part of success. Startup India actually encourages young people to take risks and learn from their mistakes. Earlier, engineers only dreamed of getting a government or IT job. Now they can become job creators instead of job seekers. Look at Baiju Ravindran, an engineer who started Baiju's from a small classroom. Today it's a global company.
But not everyone becomes a Baiju Ravindran or Bhavish Agarwal. Most engineers face funding issues and market competition. They often end up jobless or in debt. The government schemes are good on paper, but many young engineers don't get real support when they actually start their business.
I agree that challenges exist. But isn't that true for every field? Startup India offers tax benefits, training programs, and easier patent filing, which motivate young engineers to innovate. For example, under the Startup India Seed Fund scheme, the government provides up to 50 lakh rupees for promising startups. This financial support helps many to get started.
Even with funding, success depends on the market environment and experience. Engineers are good at building technology, but not always at managing a company. Without proper business training, many startups collapse. The focus should be on skill development first, not just launching startups. That's why Startup India also promotes incubation centers in IITs, NITs and universities. These centers guide young entrepreneurs through mentorship and training. For instance, IIT Madras has helped over 200 startups in fields like AI, renewable energy, and robotics. This ecosystem is shaping the next generation of Indian tech leaders.
Still, not every college provides such support. In small towns, young engineers struggle to get investors or mentors. There's also a brain drain problem. Talented engineers move abroad because they find it easier to get funding in countries like the USA or Singapore. So, Startup India helps only a small group in big cities, not all engineers.
That's a fair concern, but the government is expanding Startup India to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities as well. Initiatives like Startup India Yatra reach smaller towns and encourage local innovation. Engineers from smaller cities like Indore and Jaipur have started successful ventures in agri-tech and health tech.
Yes, but how many of them survive long term? The problem is sustainability. The focus should be on improving the engineering curriculum so that students learn entrepreneurship skills early. Without that, Startup India remains more of a slogan than a real support system.
But every big change starts with a small step. Today, India is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world after the US and China. That's a huge achievement. Many young engineers are using startups to solve problems from solar-powered irrigation to low-cost medical devices. Isn't that real progress?
Yes, but growth should be inclusive. We must ensure equal access to funds, mentorship and infrastructure. Otherwise, Startup India may create success stories for a few, but disappoint many others.
To conclude, Startup India is a powerful platform that inspires young engineers to think independently, innovate, and build India's future. Challenges will always exist, but with proper support, this initiative can transform India into a hub of global innovation.
I would say Startup India is a good idea with weak execution. Without proper education, training, and follow up support, young engineers face more failures than success. It's a partial boon, not a complete one.
But we can't ignore the positive changes it has already brought. Startups are solving real problems in transportation, education, and healthcare. They're creating jobs and boosting confidence among youth. That's the true spirit of Startup India.
I appreciate the spirit, but we must also face reality. Until every engineer, not just the privileged few, gets equal opportunity, Startup India will remain a dream for many, not a boon for all.
We have heard both sides. The supporters highlighting how Startup India empowers young engineers, and the opponents reminding us of the challenges in implementation. Now it's your turn to share your opinion. Please share your views in the comments below.